The gallery was empty at the time, but we had a sense that something was afoot. There was a lot of movement around the chamber, and we were hustled down the hallway, the stairs, the tunnel leading to one of the office buildings. And I could see out one of the windows as we were going down the stairs, the rioters, the mob, in effect, next to the windows on the Capitol grounds. And of course, a number of those windows were broken. People went through them onto the hallways of the Capitol, but we could neither see nor hear nothing, and we knew virtually nothing at that point about what was happening.
When they said stay in your seats, how long was it between stay in your seats to we gotta go? How many minutes, you think?
My guess is probably somewhere between 3 and 8. It wasn't a long time. It was so extraordinary. Some of the staff actually was very, very frightened and shattered because of the unknowns. And I was comforting one of the young staff members saying, the security police, Capitol guards are going to have this in hand in just a moment or two. It's probably some stray package that's been found. There are sometimes bomb threats everywhere these days. But then we were told to leave and to leave quickly. So there was a pretty hasty move toward the doors, and then we were escorted by the Capitol Police to secure location of
do they have guns? Do they have guns drawn as they're moving you guys and women to?
There were a couple with guns drawn, yeah, but we didn't see any violence.
I feel better.
Yeah, and then this. So you didn't see any violence? Did you hear anything? Well, so you saw some of the windows getting broken, right?
I never saw windows broken at that point. We could see out some of the windows. We were there as the protests apparently were approaching the building, and some were in the building. And what makes it so extraordinary is the fact they were able to get into the building, and that security breach should be investigated. It represents, many have said, and rightly, understandably, a security failure that these rioters, thugs, call them what you will, but they were not peaceful protesters, and they were able to get into the building.
This secured location, how big is it, and how many of you were in it?
All 100 senators, except for 2 or 3 who went back to their offices.
And what's it like an old, is it like an old leaky basement, or is it pretty plush with leather seats? And does it look like a smoking room in a country club?
Very nice,
yeah.
No, it was one of the hearing rooms that you're accustomed to seeing when we have hearings. If you saw the Supreme Court hearings, if you saw any of the major hearings, one of our big rooms, but it was surrounded by guards. There are a limited number of entrances and exits, and there were police, National Guard, helmeted and armed people, many of them at the doors, and they also did obviously a roll call. They located the senators who were not there, and eventually they came to that room.
So is there a TV that you can watch, and are you in there looking, saying, holy crap, this might get bad?
Right.
They might make it to us.
There were a couple of TVs that we could watch, so by around probably mid-afternoon, late afternoon, we had a much better sense of what was going on. And of course, at that point, the law enforcement and National Guard were clearing the Capitol grounds. We're trying to, first of all, clear the Capitol itself, which was no easy task, because as you may know if you visited, it's more than just the Senate chamber. There are offices, there are all kinds of rooms on the 3 or 4 floors of the Capitol itself. So making sure that building was secure certainly was no easy task. But again, my thanks go to the law enforcement who did that work, because it was obviously pretty threatening to them in many instances. As you saw some of those protesters go through the windows, they were carrying backpacks. What was in the backpack?
Yeah, it was unreal.
Yeah, is your office okay?
No, I'm guessing that while you guys and all the senators are down in this basement, no one's talking about defunding the police at that moment.
Well,
If someone did,
That's enough.
If someone